What's going on, people? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the Royal Marine Fitness Assessment, and we are going to be doing the assessment itself and seeing if we pass or fail. Now, the Royal Marines Fitness Assessment, the new Royal Marines Fitness Assessment, the Royal Marines Candidate Preparation course involves a bleep test, press-ups to a beep, pull-ups to a beep, sit-ups to a beep, and it also involves a swimming test. We're not going to be doing the swimming test, but we are going to be doing the other physical test. What I have thrown in there as well, just for a little bit of shits and gigs, is the 3-mile run that used to be part of the RMFA, so the Royal Marines Fitness Assessment, but they have took that out very recently when they re-rolled the RMFA into what is on the CPC course now, so the Royal Marine Candidate Preparation course. So today's video, we're going to start off with the 3-mile run. We're going to jump straight into a warm-up, and then we're going to get the run done. The pass time for this is 12 minutes 45 as a squad, and then it is best effort on the second mile and a half on the way back in, but the minimum time that you can get, the maximum time, is 11 minutes and 15 seconds. Now, like I said, this is no longer a requirement to join the Royal Marines, and it is not part of the Royal Marine Candidate Preparation course. I'm just doing this because I fancied doing it, and I didn't know that this had been scrapped until I actually did a little bit of research. But it's all fun, it's all good. Let's get into it. So guys, if you do end up liking this video, then please give it a like and possibly subscribe if you do like my content. I'd really appreciate it, and we would love to have you on the channel. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, you probably can't see me too well due to the darkness outside. It is only still around about 6:30, so lighting is not great. But we're starting off on the first 1.5 mile run, and it is a little bit quick actually. Now 12:45 equals around about 8 minutes something a mile, which they say is a warm-up. Now 8 minutes something a mile is not a bloody warm-up to me. So let's get going, God, let's go out. Right guys, we've just got to the turnaround point. I couldn't really video too much, it was too dark down there. We did it in 12 minutes and 26 seconds. That is an 8 minute, 13 minute per mile pace. So that's quite quick for a warm-up, but not too shabby at all. We're gonna head a different way back. It was too dark. There's things all over the floor. And I had to go through gates, it really slowed me down. So this next bit on the way back now, we need to get under 11 minutes, 15 seconds, which might be a little bit of effort actually. It is early in the morning, I hate running in the morning, but we're gonna get it done. Take a little different route back, use the roads, be easier to run on than sloppy mud and all that sort of stuff. So we're gonna head off now. I'm getting a little bit of a breather here, which is probably cheating. So let's get going, let's do it. Okay, second 1.5 mile run done. That one was a little bit quicker. 6 minutes 47 minute per mile pace. Finished at 10:15. A little bit disappointed if I'm honest. I should have got under 9. But it don't matter, we passed. It's all good. So first one passed, second one passed. Now we go back, we get changed, and we recover a little bit for the other test later this afternoon, which is going to be the press-ups, the sit-ups, the pull-ups, and the bleep test. Gonna walk it back in now, a little bit of a cool down, have a good stretch off, and then get myself to work. Okay guys, I'm just going to jump in on this little bit of the video and do a little bit of commentary about the 1.5 mile run. Now, the 1.5 mile run has been used quite a lot in all military establishments for testing fitness over the last so many years. But to start to step away from it now, and like I said at the start of this video, this is no longer a requirement when you go down to do your Royal Marine Preparation course. So when you go down there over the 3 days, you will no longer do this 1.5 mile run back to back with another 1.5 mile run. So if you have been worried about that when watching this video, then don't worry about it. The only sort of running activity you'll do as an assessment is the bleep test, and that's going to be the same now for all the Army as well, and the RAF. So I recently found out yesterday that they'll be no longer doing the 2 kilometre run for the Army. It's totally scrapped, and they're always going to do the bleep test, as are the Royal Marines, and as are the RAF, I believe. You may still do it in the RAF. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'll have to get back to you. But Army, and the Royal Marines are just doing the Bleep Test at the moment. So yeah, that's just a good little bit of information for you, so you no longer have to worry about the 2 kilometre run or the 1.5 mile runs. The next assessment we're going to go into is going to be the strength exercises, the press ups, the sit ups, and the pull ups. Now these are very, very important, guys, and I want to stress this before we actually jump into them. You need to have a good level of upper body strength and core strength to go into the Royal Marines. The nature of the stuff they do, for example, rope climbs and the assault courses and stuff like that, carrying kit, is very, very difficult if you do not have upper body strength. So for someone like myself now, who's quite a big guy, quite heavy, only being able to do the amount of pull-ups that I do in a minute, I would say is not adequate enough for going into the Royal Marines. And I'll speak about that after you see me do the assessment. I don't want to give too much away. So on these assessments, you have to do the best you possibly can and try and get max results on it, because you're not going to max out the Bleep Test. And it's very, very difficult to max out the pull-ups as well. So you want to be trying to max out the press-ups and the sit-ups, and then getting as close as you can on the pull-ups. So the max score on the press-ups is 60, and you want to have a minimum of 30. The max score on the sit-ups is 85, and you want a minimum of 50. And the max score on the pull-ups is 16. It's very, very difficult to do. You have to be very good at pull-ups to be able to do 16 to a beep. The minimum score for that is 5. And you'll see what I'll get in a minute. So let's jump straight into them. On the Royal Marine ones. Okay guys, I'm going to do a little bit of a commentary over the top of the push-ups, the sit-ups and the pull-up test, and a little bit over the top of the Bleep Test, just to describe what I'm doing and give you guys some advice. So the push-ups, guys, they're very particular about how they want you to do them. So your elbows must be tucked in, arms shoulder width apart. Obviously your body is straight, and you must go down and up as one sort of unit, like you would do on just a normal push-up. Now the way it works is it'll beep, so it'll go beep, and then the timing is down and up. So if you say to yourself beep, down and up, and you stay at that timing, like I said, if they see you not doing correct form, as you can see what I'm doing there, when I'm starting to struggle, my bum is lifting very, very slightly. You could get picked up for that, and you start getting warnings, and eventually if you keep on not doing what they want you to do in terms of form and keeping up with the timings, you will get stopped, and then they'll stop your assessment, and you'll get the score to whatever you got to. So when you are practicing for this, just make sure you're practicing with perfect form. It doesn't matter if you can only do 10 perfect form. Keep on practicing that and building on it, but make sure you are rigid with your form. Use YouTube to look at the Royal Marine videos of how they want you to specifically do it, and adhere to that, and you can't go wrong. And like I said, you want to be aiming for 40 on this, I think, to have a good chance of getting a good pass. Obviously if you can max out, that's absolutely ideal, but I appreciate not everyone's going to be able to do 60 push-ups off the bounce. So on this one here, I go for 50, which is all right, probably is above average, but ideally, like I said, you want to be trying to max out on these 3 events, the push-ups, the sit-ups and the pull-ups if you can. So the next one is the sit-up test. So on the sit-up test, you will have someone supporting your legs, so I'm just using a bench here to try and give myself some sort of leverage. And the sit-ups are pretty much the same as the pull-ups in terms of the timing. So the push-ups is beep down and up, and the sit-ups are beep up and back, so you follow that timing. And once again, they're very, very strict on the form on this. I'm not setting a very good example here, so I'll explain it to you so you get a bit more of an insight. When you are laid flat back on the floor in the lying down position, your shoulder blades must be on the floor and your arms must be full, like behind you, sort of thing, like in this position here, with your hands on your temples. When you come up, your arms must come in and your elbows must touch your kneecaps, so the top of your knees. Your legs must stay together, your knees and your legs must stay together at all times, and you must obviously adhere to the timings. Like I said, they're very, very strict on the form at the Royal Marine Fitness Assessment. So the push-ups is very, very strict, the sit-ups are very, very strict. So just like I said before, practice with good form, and you can't go wrong. But this is one of the assessments that a lot of people can max out on. it's very easy to sort of get good at sit-ups because you can just do millions of them. You cause quite a robust muscle, whereas it can recover quite quickly. So give this one a try and practice with good form. I go for a shocking score on this one here. I would not be aiming for this score if I was someone that was wanting to go into the Royal Marines. You want to try and get 85, and I'd go for 50 here. So I did the same press-ups as I did on the sit-ups, which is not good. I want to be getting at least sort of 70, 85 on the sit-ups. Now the next one, this is the one that everyone sort of gets a little bit worried about, is the pull-ups. Now this one, once again, is very strict. And it follows the timings to a beep as well. So when it beeps, you go up, so your chest wants to hit the bar, and you are going to be on an old-fashioned gymnasium beam. Your chest wants to hit the bar, you hold, and then the next beep, you go down. It's quite difficult, guys. The pass mark is 5, the max is 16, and I got 6, which is probably not ideal. I would probably advise trying to get at least 10 on this assessment to have a good sort of pass. Obviously, ideal circumstances, you want to try and max out if you can. But yeah, now we're going to go into the cardiovascular assessment, which is the Bleep test, which I'm sure you're all very, very familiar with. Okay, good morning. Welcome to the Bleep test part of this video. Now, like I said in the previous clip, this is the next day. So normally this test would be done at the same day as the previous assessments, but we're doing it nice and early this morning. The time is now 6:55, so we're gonna crack this out before the day's activities. I'm not feeling great, if I'm honest with you. So we're gonna give it a good shot. The minimum amount we can get is level 11, which I'm confident I can get that. And I'm gonna try and beat my last score, what I got on a previous video with you guys. I think it was like 11.3, 11.6, and my highest score ever is 13.6. So anywhere in the middle of that, I'm gonna be happy. We're going to jump into it now. Got a little bit of water there. The nature of the Bleep test, it allows you to warm up a little bit as you're going, but a little bit of advice, try and do a little bit of sort of dynamic stretching beforehand just to get a little bit loose. One of the other points I would recommend is wearing some trainers that aren't too high off the ground, so they haven't got big soles on them. What that's going to allow you to do is to maneuver a little bit better. So when you change direction at the bleeps, you can change a little bit quicker. So you want a shoe that's got a minimal sort of sole on it. You don't want something that's got a big sole on it like that, because it doesn't provide as much stability as something that's got a little sole on it. So I've got these Nike trainers on that have got hardly any sole on them. It's not the grippiest court in the world in here, but it should be okay, and I should be able to turn on the line with ease. So we're going to jump into it now. I'm a bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous. I want to at least get a level 11.3 or whatever I got last time. So let's get going. Okay, so the Bleep test, guys. A lot of you will be very, very familiar with this. This is used by Tri-Service, so Army, Navy and RAF, and it can be quite a difficult test. I've done multiple videos on the Bleep test, the importance of being able to turn correctly, and like I said at the start of this clip, make sure you got the correct footwear. So you don't want to be wearing big stilted trainers because it's very difficult to maneuver in and to turn in. Whereas if you've got something that's got a flat sole, you tend to have more stability because you've got a lower center of gravity. So just bear that one in mind, and if you can get some trainers that are a bit more ideal for this test, then do so. The Bleep test minimum score is 11 for the Royal Marines, but they advise to get at least level 13. Now I'm going to be brutally honest, I did not get level 13 on this one. I only got 11.2, and I've sped it up because I'm not going to watch. You guys aren't going to sit and watch all me doing the Bleep test. I was hanging out my ass. So yeah, I got 11.2, which is not ideal, but it is still a pass. So we're all good. I can now join the Royal Marines. Yay. So yeah, that is the end of the assessments, guys, and the end of the physical test. Now, like I said at the start of the video, you will do a swimming test as well, which is 150 meters, and I think you tread some water and do some sort of things in the water. This is something that you will find out a little bit more about probably when you get down there, because the website is a little bit vague. It doesn't give you specific stuff. The only reason I know these scores is because I've been into the careers office. I've spoke to the Navy guys there, and I've had learners that are going backwards and forth to do Royal Marine fitness assessments and stuff like that. So I know what the requirements are, but the website is quite vague. But if you are going through the process, then obviously you can speak to your advisors, your career advisors at the Army Careers Office or the Armed Forces Careers Office. So yeah, just take the advice and guidance that's given to you by them. Obviously, they probably know a little bit more than, well, they do know more than me. I'm just talking you guys through from my experience. And I think the most important thing with the Royal Marine Fitness Assessment is just practice with correct form. The reason why I like the Royal Marine so much is the way they go about their business. They're very professional, and they're not arrogant in their professionalism, which is quite nice. They're not arrogant about what they do, and they get the job done to a very, very high standard. So they're a good organisation to be a part of, and if you can get through these assessments and get yourself into them, you're going to earn the respect of a lot of people. So just make sure you work hard and try to get this done. But guys, we're going to wind this video down now. I really hope you enjoyed this one. It is a bit longer than normal, so if you did, give it a like and possibly subscribe, and stay tuned. There's going to be some more videos coming over the Christmas period, and let me know if you want to see anything in particular. Catch you later, guys. Have a good Christmas.